asked you to bring with you some of the tools that you use during a home inspection. It is a visual inspection, but you also have some specialized equipment that can help us out. So can you go over a few of those things for us?
Yeah, absolutely. The first thing you'll see next to me is a continuous radon monitor. It's a device that I will set up in a house when we're doing a radon test. It sits in the house for 48 hours. It has some air ports on the back. It will sample the air hourly, and over the 48-hour period, it will give me an average total reading of the radon level in that home, and it downloads right down to my tablet. Makes it really easy to use.
And then what else do we have?
So I got a couple of gadgets you'll see a lot of home inspectors use. One is a moisture meter. It gives us the ability to check areas that we may see water stains or things like that. We want to make sure we'll know if they're actively wet. And I use it a lot in coordination with this device, which is a thermal imaging camera, which uses the infrared spectrum to see different temperature anomalies in different areas of the home. So it's really useful in situations where you have maybe an electrical overload. The wiring will show up hot. Insulation issues are really common, so I can look around. I can look at a wall or an attic or a ceiling and tell if there's insulation missing in those areas, or it's sort of underperforming. Sometimes the insulation will pull away from the wall, and you'll see a cold air gap. But
right. Yeah, we've seen that before, actually.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's really good at finding leaks. What's really sometimes useful is finding and determining whether things are really actively leaking or not. So you may have lots of situations during home inspections where you see a stain and you don't know if it's actively leaking or not. But this really helps with that, because you can look at it with this, and if it's actively wet, it looks completely different in the infrared spectrum, because of the evaporating cooling effect of water on changes the temperature of materials.
Got it. And a lot of times when you're selling your house, you have situations like this where something was leaking, we repaired the active leak, but we kind of let the cosmetics go and then forgot about it, and no one ever looks up there.
Right.
So, just so that there are ways for us to find out if something is actively leaking. So that's a really great boon to
yeah, and it
parties.
saves another step in the process. I don't have to put the report. I don't know if this is actively leaking. You got to have a contractor check it.
Right.
It saves that entire step, so it can avoid a lot of problems that way.
Okay.
It's also useful for seeing water intrusion. I also use it a lot when I'm testing the HVAC equipment. I'll be able to run the heat or the AC, look at it with this. It'll tell me the exact temperature of what's coming out of the registers, so I can see maybe one duct isn't performing as well as the other.
Oh, that's cool. That's
So
really nice.
it's pretty handy for that.
Yeah.
It's really good for appliances, so you can see how hot the oven's getting. Are all the burners working on the glass cooktop the way they're supposed to be? So you can see all that stuff with this. It's really a great tool. It's really important that whoever's doing these types of inspections with infrared be certified too, because interpreting the images is a really key part of it. And I went to training and got certified for that. And it's very easy to misinterpret images if you just buy one of these off the internet and just start using it on your own. You're going to get a lot of misinterpretations. There's a lot of things that can affect the infrared image. Your body heat can reflect off of things. It's very sensitive. It works well for lots of different things, but you really need to be certified in how to use it and how to interpret the images.
Okay. That's really good to know. So I think if you haven't bought or sold a house in a decade, some of these things might be very new to you, which is why I wanted Brian to sort of explain, so that when someone's going around and doing the inspection on your home, that you're aware of, sort of what some of the tools are that they might have to use at their disposal, but also so you can understand what's in your inspection report. Thanks, Tom.
All right. Thanks for having me.